So hi guys, a very good evening, and welcome to this crypto chat. So as part of some of the services we give at Chase Capital is we get to look at cryptocurrencies. So we've been looking at cryptocurrencies for quite a while. As you can see, the crypto chart on the Discord here has been active since the 1st of January 2022. So I've been steadily watching the crypto markets for quite a while, actually from about 2020. But I have been sharing knowledge about the crypto markets from January 2022. But then again, if you go to Chase Capital's Instagram, you will see where I used to share knowledge about crypto. That was back in 2021 when BTC was about like $32,000, when Ethereum was about $1,000. So steadily been watching the crypto markets. And now lately we've seen that the Kenyan government has approved the Virtual Asset Service Provider Bill, that is the VAS bill, which gets to regulate that is the Virtual Asset Service Providers Bill, the VASP bill, which gets to regulate the crypto market. So that means that we will now see the introduction of cryptos into the brokerage service, the financial brokerage services. And you will see now brokers bringing in crypto into among the some of the asset classes that one can be able to trade. So previously, one could only trade this through international brokers that are regulated outside the country. But now, with the passing of this bill, then that brings about the regulatory of the introduction and regulation of cryptos in the financial market, and that is a very huge progress for us as a country, and also for us now as traders in the financial market. So we've been looking at cryptos for quite a while now. As you can see, my major focus has been on BTC and Ethereum for the last 3 to 4 years now. As you can see, this is the crypto chart. I haven't been actively sharing this probably publicly, but members of the community have access to this. So guys from the Chase Capital Discord have access to this. I've been sharing this, as you can see, for quite a while now. Engaging in the major focus has been BTC and Ethereum, and I feel now it's high time to actually get back full throttle on this. We get to see, we get to be sharing publicly now, and also now involve more people on the analysis of the major cryptos like Bitcoin, Ethereum, probably Solana, Ripple, that is XRP. Though I have been a very huge I've been a very huge Ethereum fanatic for the last 3 to 4 years. BTC the same. So this is the crypto chart. This is the Chase Capital crypto chart, as you can see. So I welcome you all to this crypto chart where we will be discussing cryptos, BTC, Ethereum, and the likes. So I will be doing this now more often, just as I have been doing with the forex pairs. The same way I've been sharing analysis and sentiments on Forex, I will be doing more of that as well, even on crypto here. So I guess even on the blog as well, this is the blog, chesscapitalke.blogspot.com. If you come here and type BTC USD and such, you will see the analysis I used to share on BTC here on the blog. You'll see the analysis of BTC right here, 2022 here. Analysis on Bitcoin is right here. So we've been sharing a lot of analysis on cryptos. If we look at Ethereum USD as well, there you'll find it. Everything you'll find it right here. At Chase Capital, your one-stop shop for all your updates, all your market updates. So whether it is currencies, whether it is commodities like gold, I will be bringing in more commodities like US oil, UK oil. I will be bringing in more asset classes. I remember telling you I'll be introducing futures as well. So here you have analysis on Ethereum 2022, 2024, 2022. All these is right here with us. Okay. So as we get to start off, now I will get to share my sentiments on I will get to share my sentiments on BTC and Ethereum. Okay, I will get to share my sentiments on BTC and Ethereum right here. So starting off, this is the BTC chart. As you can see, this is Bitcoin chart. So we saw price on a very steady rally. You've seen price on a very steady rally. If I start out from actually how the crypto market has been the whole of this year. So we started the year with price at the levels of 107 within this area here, within this supply area here. Then we saw a healthy correction. Remember, anytime any market forms any all-time highs, we must see a healthy correction before either a potential reversal or a potential continuation of the prevailing trend. Now, what you're seeing here, this was all-time high, December last year and January 2025, the start of this year. So you saw price react from this all-time high and also this supply. A nice healthy correction all the way back to these levels of 70,000, 76,000, 075, 76,000 areas. That was the first quarter of this year, January, February, March. Then you had April, now price rallying from 76,000, a healthy correction back to this level. Now this is a very key area of supply previously for last year, July, and also sometime November here. We had now price break above, form all-time highs. Now price came to retest, came back to this level as a fresh demand. That is why we saw a very strong push to the upside once price tapped this area after the first quarter. So starting from April, now we saw a nice, very nice push all the way back to the previous all-time highs. That's 107. Before now, price formed new all-time highs here, about 110. We had now the breakout, a retest, push to the upside, a retest again. Then a continuation of the rally higher, takes out the previous all-time high, forms new all-time highs at the levels of 123,540. Now, it's high time that now guys actually wake up and realize that crypto is too big to fail. Crypto is a market that is rapidly evolving. So it's not something. I mean, I think we are way beyond the days where guys used to say that Bitcoin is a scam or crypto is a scam. I think now we are way beyond those days. Now people have evolved and realized that this is decentralized finance. These are asset classes that are here to stay. Okay, the crypto market is too big to fail right now. Most companies across the globe are now even adapting payments in crypto. So this is a space that now will get to actually evolve and become one of the most widely sought out spaces ever in the financial markets. So now we saw price tap into these areas of 123,000, a slight retracement back to the areas of 123,000, failed to form any high. Then again, anytime any market forms all-time high, we have a healthy correction all the way back to the levels of 10. This is about 107 areas here within this demand. Then we saw price retrace to the mid-range. This is the mid-range. Then push back almost to demand. Then strong rally back to all-time highs. And now forming new highs of these are the area of, let's see, 125, 125,000, let's say even 126,000 new all-time highs. When the new all-time highs are formed within this area again, the healthy correction comes. And that is now where we saw guys talking about a potential, guys are talking about, that was sometime last week or last week, but one where guys are saying that the crypto market has crashed. This was not a crash, this was a correction. There's a very huge difference between a market crash and a healthy correction. What we saw here, this is just a healthy correction, and price is back to this range. Remember now the working range again is from this demand to this supply, from this supply back to this demand, from this demand all the way back to this supply, from this supply back to this demand. So we have been maintaining within the same range, and this is on the daily time frame. So we've been maintaining within the same range. Price dropped into this level. This is a very key area of interest, this demand. So we'll be looking at how price reacts within this demand. You either see a potential bullish reversal. My anticipation is a potential bullish reversal now that we've had a healthy correction back to the origin of this rally, back to the origin of this rally, back to all-time highs of 126. So the origin of this rally being this demand. So now that you're back at this area, I'm looking at, and um, this is quite a good demand. It has only been tested one, two, now this is the third time. So it's quite a good level of interest. I'll be expecting a potential bullish reversal from here and a push to the upside. So a push to the upside being with the first area of interest being the mid-range. And the mid-range is at about, the mid-range is at 117,600. Then once we break above the mid-range, the next area of interest now will be coming all the way back to the all-time highs at 120. Let's say the next area will be 123, 123,540. Then price rallying all the way to all-time highs at about 125, 560, and even 126,000 areas. Okay. So for guys who approach BTC from a buy and hold perspective, so you have to identify your key levels of demand. Okay, you have to identify your key levels of demand for you to be able to get areas where you can get good entries for buy and hold up. But for a buy and hold scenario. So let's say you buy, then you hold for a long-term period, probably back to the all-time highs. For anyone who's day trading this as well, because again, you can either buy and hold it as an asset then, or you can just day trade it the same way you do with currencies and other asset classes. So from here, just like I've explained, your first area of interest will be the mid-range. Okay, the first area of interest will be the mid-range, then the next area of interest will be all the way back to these levels of 123,540 for this full range to be filled again back to the origin of this drop, because this supply or the all-time high is the origin of this whole drop back to this area. So when guys are talking about a market crash, that wasn't really a market crash, it was just a healthy correction before you see something like this, and then price keeps pushing higher. Okay, so that is what I'm looking out for on Bitcoin, BTC. So let's see even on the weekly time frame again. And the good thing with this crypto, the same strategy you use on FX, the same strategy you use on FX, like myself. The same way I analyze FX is just the same way I will analyze crypto, and my levels will still be will still be well respected. So you can see these on the weekly time frame. The levels we had very clear on the daily, even on the weekly time frame are well respected here. So we have this. Let me just refine this level as well. Right here, like that. Like that there. Then we have. I'm just refining these levels now on the weekly time frame. That even as you go to the time frame lower now, the daily, you can be able to see it. You can be able to see it clearly. Okay, so you have that. Then, let me move this like that. Then now fill this whole supply like that. Yeah. Okay, so this is what you have. Also on the weekly time frame, confirms a bias. This is a very key supply on the weekly, and it was the previous all-time high before eventually price broke above, formed new highs, came to retest the broken supply as a new demand, as a fresh demand, then push back to all-time highs. That range got filled from this supply to this demand back to this supply. The range got filled. Now, price having come from this supply, which was the origin of this previous drop all the way to this demand, so a very strong push back to this level. So that range again has been filled. So I'm looking at potential bullish push from this level, just confirms what I've mentioned all the way back to the upside. Okay, so we have that. And let's have a look at Ethereum, what you're expecting for Ethereum. So in Ethereum as well, this is what we have. This is the Ethereum chart. These are the 4-hour time frame. So again, I'll break down Ethereum just the same way we've looked at BTC. This is the Ethereum chart. Okay, let me have delete this, delete that, and delete that as well. So you have this. There. So I'll start off again just the same way I've done with BTC from the start of the year. This is my first crypto chart that I'm doing for the year. And now that the future looks bright, or the future looks bright for crypto, especially here in Kenya, now that that bill has been passed into law. I'll be looking forward to, I'll be sharing more crypto content now. I'll be sharing more content on crypto. You'll be seeing it right here on the blog. This the blog here, the public blog for public references. And then now for members of the community, definitely I'll be sharing it here privately. More analysis on crypto. I will be sharing it here on the crypto chat privately for the members of the community. So this is Ethereum here. This is on the daily time frame. As you can see, let's start off from the start of the year. We had the start of the year 2025 with price at levels of 3,500 areas. We ended last year at all-time highs at around 4,000 areas within these areas here. So these was the levels of yeah, 4,075. That was the previous all-time highs. Okay. Then we had a very sharp retracement, all the way down to the levels back to 1,400 areas. Okay. So this was the first quarter retracement. The start of the year from Jan all the way to April, all the way to March. Now, April, we now started the bullish push. Any realize how the previous zones, when the demands are broken, they all became supply. This demand was broken, we tested the supply, push to the downside. When this one was broken, we tested the supply, push to the downside. When this demand was broken, we tested the supply, push to the downside. Now, when you had a shift in market structure, all the previous levels that are now supply now get broken and become demand. Like now, for example, here, we had price breaks above here, retest as demand, push to the upside. Comes back here, retest as demand, these are levels of 2,390, push to the upside. Break above here again, we go breaking the previous zones that were being formed during the downtrend, and now during the uptrend, we keep pushing higher. Price now rallied all the way to back to the previous all-time highs. Okay, at 4,000 areas within this structure. Then eventually gained enough momentum now in August, September break above, formed new highs of 4,850 within these areas here, this supply. We had a break above, then price came, retested these as a fresh demand, now the previous all-time high. Then the range became now from this supply to this demand, back to this supply, then you had a push to the downside, retest of supply, then all the way. Now this is the mid-range. The same way we've identified the mid-range on Bitcoin is the same way we have the mid-range here on Ethereum. The mid-range there is at 4,300 areas, okay, for 300 areas. That is where the mid-range is. So we had a push to the upside, then the range got filled. As now this demand is the origin of the rally all the way to this supply. So the range is from this supply to this demand back to this supply, range filled. This supply to the mid-range back to this supply, then from supply all the way back to this demand, range filled. Remember, this demand is the origin of the rally to these all-time highs. When this price got here, the range was filled. We had a sharp rally all the way back to this supply again, the 4,738. Once price got here, again, remember this supply was the origin of the drop. His demand is the origin of the rally all the way to this supply. Now price got to this supply, we had a very sharp drop all the way to this demand, filling that range. And now we have seen price break below this area here. Okay, we've seen price break below this area. So now when you look at, if you come to the 4 hour, let's see what you have on the 4 hour time frame. This is the daily. On the 4 hour time frame, now we have a break below. Look at how perfectly these ranges were formed and filled, especially now here on the 4 hour. This is the supply. They drop all the way to demand. Price goes to demand. A rally all the way to supply. That range got filled. You have a drop again to the mid range. Then price pushes back to this area before eventually dropping all the way to demand. That range gets filled. Price gets into demand. We have a now strong push all the way. We have a bullish market reversal. I mean, you have a bullish reversal here. Price pushes all the way back to supply, filling that range. When price get to supply, they have a very strong push all the way back to this demand, which is now the origin of this previous rally. This supply was the origin of the previous drop to this demand, and now eventually saw price break below this area here, and now formed lower lows at lower lows at 3700 here, and now we are looking at potential retest of this before a continuation of a drop lower. I'm looking at price coming back to this demand now because now we have formed a new bearish range. So I'm looking at price coming back to the levels of 35, 63, let's say that 600 areas, this demand area. Before now we see a potential bullish reversal like that because now the range from this demand to this supply has been filled was filled. Now we've seen a new range forming after this break below. So we anticipate to see price coming down to these areas here, this demand area down here, because again now the next range is now from this demand all the way to these highs. I mean all the way to this supply. So you see price come to this demand, then a potential bullish reversal from here is what I'll be looking out for. Okay, so let's wait and see how price reacts. Let's wait and see how price reacts to this on Ethereum. I'm quite bullish long term. Okay, I'm quite bullish long term on crypto, but definitely we also have the short term intraday movements that we'll be looking out for, and those are the ones that we will be actively trading, looking for both intraday and swing positions. Remember, again, I am a swing trader, so we'll be looking for intraday and swing positions of these ones, all just for you guys. So feel free to hit me up with questions regarding cryptos. So as we now gear up for the crypto season, so we're just starting off. So we will be sharing more content on this. I'll be looking forward to seeing the regulation of crypto. I'll be looking forward to seeing brokers adopt crypto among some of the assets that we will be trading. And yeah, the future looks bright. The future really looks bright for the financial markets. So as traders, don't just be fixated on Forex. Don't just be fixated on Euro USD and GBP USD. You also have other assets to trade, and realize this is not. I'm not. This is not like the first time we're trading this. We have been doing it silently in the backgrounds. You can check out Chase Capital's Instagram. You will see we've been trading crypto all the way from 2020. We've been sharing highlights on crypto, but now I think it's time I actually go public with this and now share this information also with the public and also members of the community. So with that, guys, stay tuned for more. Watch this space as we now get to break down the crypto markets better. Probably quick look at XRP. XRP. Just a quick look at XRP to see what we have there. XRP is Ripple. Okay, XRP is Ripple. So let's see what can be able to trade as well. So if I am to again probably plot the levels on this one, just the same way we do with just the same way we do with the other markets. I'll come start from the daily. We have this. So from there, we have that horizontal line again. We have there is our supply. Then we have a demand right here. Another level here as well. So just the same way I mark my levels out on Forex, the same way I'll mark my levels out even on crypto. So I think that is the best level that we have because again the ones below here are not very probably I'll just do this. Mark one horizontal line below there because Ripple has also been quite bullish over the long run. Okay, like that. So if I do that, then here we have like a minor level in the middle, call it like a mid-range. Okay, so here you have a mid-range, then bring this demand. This is a major demand here. So I'll fill this zone like that. Mm, So I'll fill this zone that. Mm, mm. So you have that. We have that as well. Mm, mm. Yeah, that. Then also coming to this, we have these as well. Okay. We have that. Then now we bring these that way. Okay. We bring these that way, like that. So there is our level. I've just plotted it as on this call so that you can see the same way we plot the levels on Forex is just the same way we plot the levels on crypto. They respect the same analysis, especially with my strategy, supply and demand. So again, this demand being the origin of the rally all the way to this supply being the origin of the drop all the way to this demand. So if you are to trade even from a range, from a zone to zone perspective, it will have worked perfectly. From this demand to this supply, from this supply to this demand, from this demand to this supply. That is now from here. Because now price got this was we will call this the mid range, or this will actually be the perfect mid range. Then we have these highs spikes here that form a structure here. So from this demand all the way to this supply, now this is all-time highs for Ripple, XRP. Then a push to the downside, a retest of supply, just as we usually look out for, a standard bearish reversal in terms of supply and demand. Then a push to the downside, all the way back to this demand, the range has been filled. Okay. So now we are looking at a potential bullish push from this demand. If price actually probably pushes to the downside like this before now, we see a push to the upside like that. Okay. So I'm looking to push to back to the 2.0760 areas or 2.00 areas, then a push to the upside. Okay. So that is the analysis on XRP, and probably lastly I'll can have a look at Solana. Let's see what you have on Solana. Let's see what you have on Solana. Mm, hmm, let's see what you have on Solana. Mm, There's Solana as well, another crypto. So I'll be sharing insights on these four cryptos. BTC, Ethereum. Let me we have that. Then we have that. Then we have this. Then we have that. Okay, so something like no, just have it like this. These on the daily time frame. So again, here looks like we have a mid-range somewhere here. You have a mid-range within these areas here, here. Perfect, like that. Okay. So if I am to, let's just talk with those ones, these levels. Okay, let's working with these levels. We have, mhm, working with these levels. We have this. Mm, no, working with these levels. We have this. Okay, we have this. We have that. We have these as well. Okay, we have that. Very key area of interest. A very key area of interest right here. Mm, we have this. I'm just refining the levels that I love my levels being as accurate as possible. I love my zones being as accurate as possible. So we have that. Then we have this. Okay. Mm, there you have it, like that. Mhm. Yeah, that. That way, and that way. There you have it. So when you bring back the candles, that's what you have. So you can see respects analysis very, very, very well. So this was the start of 2025. Price started at uh, 1st of January 2025. Price was at about 185. So within this key demand area here. Okay. Then you had a very strong push to the all-time highs, 262. You actually even tapped into 280 regions. Let me see where these weekends are at. 293. So it even tapped the 294 areas, closed inside the zone. Then we had a very strong push to the downside when price broke below this demand, pushed slightly missed, but should be retested as supply. Then a push to the downside all the way to this next demand area down here, because this demand captures this as this was the origin of the rally till this supply. Before now, this supply was broken, retested as demand, then a continuation of the rally higher to this next supply. Now from this supply, drop to the first demand, then rallied back to that supply. That first range was filled. Then now the next range was now from this supply breaking below this and coming all the way to this demand. This demand being the major origin of the rally all the way to this supply up here. So this was the major range. The major range was from this demand all the way to from this demand all the way to this supply, and from this supply all the way back to this demand. That was the major range. But the minor range was now from this supply to this demand and back to this supply. Okay, so we have that. Then so we have that. Then now price push from this demand again, from this demand all the way back to these areas of supply. Then all we had this push to the downside. Again, rally back to supply. The shorter the moves become, that is how you know price is going to break. Because again, when price tapped here, we had a very nice move. Price tapped here again, a very nice move. But when price tapped here, the move became shorter. When tapped here again, the move became shorter and eventually broke above, retested, you now rallied all the way to this supply that has the all-time high area 246. You have 246 priced up, let's say 247, then a push to the downside again. Now we are back to this range, the minor range from this demand to this supply, back to this demand. The range was filled. Price from this demand rally back to this area, then back to this demand. The range was filled. So as long as this demand holds, I'll still expect to see a potential bullish push all the way to these highs here. So that high will be the first area of interest. The highs will be 233. Uh, yeah, 233. About 234 areas. So that will be the first area of interest. Then the next area of interest that breaks this is these areas of 247 areas to fill this range all the way back to this level here. Okay. So as long as this demand holds, expect a push to the upside. But if it breaks below, then we will be expecting to see a duplicate of what we saw here, right here. Okay. So, but with the kind of candle closes we're seeing here, I'll be anticipating a potential bullish reversal from this. Probably let's see what you see on the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, that is what you have. So you might see a potential bullish reversal Let's just wait and see. Let's just wait and see how the market reacts to this. Okay. So even on the weekly time frame as well, you can see how the zones react quite well. Even on the weekly time frame, it's very evident, very evident how price is reacting to how price is reacting to this. Okay, so this is what we have. Mm, oh, so this is what we have right there. Okay, so I'm just refining the levels, not making much of a difference. But yeah, that is my anticipation on those four. So stay tuned for more. I will be sharing more and more analysis. Now, this is just the beginning. Now that the future is bright for crypto, we are now looking at even the regulation, and now we will be able to actually trade it here in Kenya. Our local brokers here in the country will be able to provide us with access to this very soon. So that is where I'm looking at crypto going to. And I mean, it's a very positive thing for all of us. Because now we'll be able to now trade crypto freely using our brokers here in the country. We can now even be able to transact in crypto comfortably. And yeah, it's a very bright future for crypto. Okay. So if I bring that, then candles, there you have it. Zones on spot on, and there you have it. So if price holds at this demand, remember these on the weekly. If price holds at this demand, we've just seen that on the daily, and now these on the weekly, we expect a push to the upside. But if not, we break below, whatever a duplicate of this is what we'll be seeing here. But my sentiment is expect a bullish push. Okay. So with that, guys, I'd like to come to the end of this session, but now the start of the crypto chart. So the crypto chart has been there for the last from 2022, as you have seen. The crypto chart has been there from 1st of January 2022 for this Discord for the Chess Capital Discord community. But now I officially launch it to the public where I'll be sharing more insights and more setups and insights on the crypto markets. Definitely members of the community will be getting more insights. You can see we've been trading this for quite a while, just doing it silently for quite a while. But now we're now ready to share these information with now everyone, and yeah, we get to it. So you can see some of my BTC positions when BTC was at 19,000. Okay, get to see these are my positions when BTC was at 19,000. This was when BTC was at 19,000. You can see the before and the after of that trade when BTC was 19,000. Currently, we are at over 120,000. So we've been there in these crypto markets. We've been there. This was Ethereum when price was at 1,900. Okay, still trading, and we're still here now, 2025, and the crypto markets are doing quite well. Okay, we're still here, and we will be here to trade these markets and also guide you guys as you get to now start venturing into as you start venturing into these markets. So with that, guys, I'd like to wish you all a very amazing week ahead as we get to start of the week. Today is Sunday. So as we get to start of the week tomorrow, as now even the forex markets open later on tonight. I wish you all a very fruitful and peaceful week. I will be doing a market outlook on. I will be doing a weekly market outlook on the various forex pairs that I'll be looking out for. Don't forget that I also my major specialty is in forex. So we have currencies. I do currencies, commodities, indices. Uh, futures and also now crypto. I've not started doing futures content yet, but I will be doing that as time goes by. So, but now I'm introducing the crypto content. I will be having now the we have been doing the forex content, the weekly market outlook, and all that. And then now, as we proceed on, I'll be bringing you more insights on the futures market as well. So with that, guys, I wish you all a very great week ahead. Stay blessed and stay financially literate. Cheers, everyone, and see you on the next one.